Well, my granddad was the most loving person I've ever seen in the world. He's just incredible, just such a caring person. And we all know, we can see both those traits in my mom. Just incredible where she started. If we go through, you can see some of these. I don't know, she's signing autographs for somebody there. But, anyhow, this is her. She graduated. I got to say, I mean, all the younger women here, you look around, you look to your left and right, and look at your mom and your grandma, and watch it. You had some competition back then, Whoa, I mean, wow. It's hard to think of that, but wow, okay, well, my mom, I think she's a very attractive woman. Of course, you do that, and you attract these guys. And, anyhow, she attracted my dad, and from there, they were married, and a lifelong relationship started from here. Just incredible what my parents mean to each other, and you're going to see that throughout our life. And everything I talk about, everything I do, everything you've seen her do, incredible what my mom and dad mean to each other and what they've done. Now, my mom, I'm going to tell you a lot of our family stories. So, sit back and I'm trying to go through a few. But my mom, one of the stories was she sort of got tricked into being married. Okay, and the reason she was tricked is because here you see her, she's jumping rope out here. She's at a bay house that my parents, father's parents had. I mean, they had the boats, they got the bay house. You look, my dad and my granddad had a plane. They had their own plane that they flew around. So I mean, she could have been flown into the bay house and moved and had the cars and all this was there. Well, after they'd been married 1 year, my grandparents wrecked the plane. They were okay, but they totaled the plane. The next year, in the same month, the hurricane came and it tore down the bay house. Okay. Then they had to sell the nice car because something else come up in life, and now she's going to work to help my dad go to school. So she says she was kind into it, but anyhow. They started off in just a wonderful couple, just great people around them. They had love everywhere, and they've shown it to us today. Here he is, and you can see they're getting married now. I got another story. This is on my mom, because here she is. They sold the car. They moved to Houston at this time, and my dad's going to engineering degree at the University of Houston. I live in Houston, it's a pretty good place. But anyhow, here they go. Well, my mom needs to get a job because she's got to help support this guy as he goes to school. So she goes, and her first job was with Oil, which you know is Exxon today. Well, they got a little bitty Renault. Little standard speed. She goes and takes this Renault up, goes up to try to, of course it's a parking garage downtown, they gotta go, you gotta go up. She comes into the parking, hits a little button, and the gate won't come up. She can't figure out, the attendant finally comes out to help her. Well, my mom weighs all of like 95 pounds, I think, at the time, and that car probably weighs 100. And they didn't have enough weight to get the gate up, so the guy has to stand in front of the car and bounce it up and down just to get around the day. So, anyhow, she did get through a job interview, okay, got the job, and things continued. Well, from there, they moved to Columbus, Georgia, and started a family, and a handsome guy right there behind me was born. And they started the new family. The family grew a little bit as you see us go through. Of course, I got to stay on that guy for a while, but here comes Richard, and here comes Joe, and the family continues to get a little larger. What I want to tell you at this point, just another story. I won't bore you today, but anyhow, at this time in life, my dad got out of school, started his career, and he started with this company called Ironworks, and they did pipes, and he was one of the engineers that helped develop the Teflon-coated pipe type deal. So anyhow, he had to go travel across the country, and tried to sell this brand new product out there, and he's traveling all over the place, and things were going good work-wise, but guess who's home with 3 kids? He's not home much. One day he comes home, and I think as the story goes, I came up and said, "Mom, who's that?" And then directly after that, the milkman came up to the front door, and I said, "Hey, milkman, my dad's home." So, comment there. But anyhow, at that point, my mom said, "Look, you got to leave that job, or you've got to do something to change it." So my dad actually went in and the company gave him a travel trailer and a car to carry that with, and we went around for the next couple of years and traveled around the country with him while we were little kids. So I don't know, I'll probably have a lifetime membership to a KOA club. But anyhow, we had that. From there we moved to Nashville, Tennessee. My dad just got a new job with, it's called Favorite Foods Franchises. He started with that. I think Pat Boone owned it, and Pat Boone didn't do too good with that one. So he ended up trying to find something else, and that's where he started in the insurance business, which all y'all know and know is most of his work of. So anyhow, that's where he started his career. Now, at this time, I mean, we had a wonderful place we lived. I remember it. Got some great memories. I mean, you can see some things here. Here you go, Miss Duke. But anyhow, here we are. I mean, just some wonderful times and things. I mean, great friendships were there. My parents just, little kids all growing up together had a great time. Now, Williamsburg Circle was a place that, for all the young ones, I mean, y'all got all your games and everything, and TV, cartoons, all that stuff. No, we didn't have that, okay, at this time. So guess what? You just went out and played. I know it's foreign. We went out and played. So in this neighborhood, I mean, the kids, my mom just get out, you go out, you run around the block, and there's 20 of us, and you had about 3 houses. We had Miss Duke's house on soccer days, and the priest, and as you ran around, the parents could tell, oh, they're over here now. And anyhow, we had a great time. It was such a wonderful time for my mom and dad. And even those friendships long ago, we call up and they're still special today. And it's just such a wonderful thing. Another story while we're there. I just wanted to show you the heart of my mom and dad. I got 3 of us, and started taking one of the kids from the orphanage, and we had him for a year. He went on vacations with us, did everything, and I would actually have an older brother. But they did try to adopt him, and we weren't members of the same denomination they were, and so we couldn't pull it off. But I mean, my parents just always doing something. The last story I'm going to tell of Brentwood, we're sort of young and going around. Well, I don't know if y'all ever had the paddles with the little balls, you pop them. Okay, well, we got those for our birthdays and stuff. And then, of course, it takes off about 5 minutes and the elastic breaks. Okay, and then my mom takes those, and that's what we get paddling. So, my mom was a disciplinarian to a point, and all the boys, we would play our games, and you go and cry and go out, and then we'd wink to each other and laugh because the paddles are hard. Till one day she actually saw us blink. And that was the problem, because then it was when Dad came home, and he used more than the paddle. So she did have to straighten us out. But anyhow, we had a great time and a great park. Well, from there, we're here what we call home today in Cleveland. And my dad's business was growing. He gained a lot of business associates and insurance here, a lot of clients, and ended up so much that we moved here. And what a godsend it was. I mean, this is my family. I look around this place. I mean, this is where I was raised, and every one of you saw me as a little snot-nosed kid running around. I know you did, but guess what? I look around here, and in this place, I know all 4 of my brothers were baptized here. There's been 3 weddings up here on this stage. Another one in a beautiful backyard, and another one tried to swelter us with this. But anyhow, this place means so much to us, and it did to my parents too. It's just a wonderful place. But, I mean, the friends here, I mean, I think of, good grief, the Haneys and the Masons and the Junes and the Whites and the Dancross, the Lutons when they were still here. I mean, I can go on and on with names, but I mean, so many friends and what we did. And I know, there's many tales of parties at my parents' house and everything that was done. But we had a great, great family. And it was such fun time. And this was such a fun road we're going down. And that's what I want to share with you. We have this wonderful family here and what we got to do. We got the group here, and I'm going to take you through. But my dad, we had some good years. My dad had some good successes in work. I mean, he won the Man of the Year all the time, and what he was doing, he was a good performer. And guess what? When you do that, the insurance companies, by the way, on this one, we had to get this black and white because you couldn't handle the colors. So, anyhow, that's where we got to go. But, they got all these awards, so they got to travel some. So if you look at all these places, I just wrote down some of the places we could think of they went to. They went to Hawaii, they went to Australia, Fiji, Puerto Rico, Switzerland, St. Martin, St. Thomas. They went to Canada. They went all over the states, everywhere. I mean, they just got to travel the world. I mean, I look at how little I've traveled and how soon they did it in their life, and I mean, I can't catch these people. They're ridiculous. They just got to do everything. I just want you to, they have a rich life. Times are good. The road we're going down is awesome. Oh, so we did travel. Go through some of these. Okay, this picture I got to take. This is, my mom and dad took us to Washington, D.C. Okay, so I got to tell you, this is the time my dad went, and I think it was his first brand new car he bought. And he was proud. He went down to Almanacs, Lincoln Mercury, bought a brand new Lincoln Continental, big, long, green boat. Okay, giant thing. Anyhow, he was proud as a peacock. He just drove it home. We packed up, and we're going to Washington, D.C. And he lays down the law right there. No drinking in here, no eating food, nothing. Okay, you'll sit, enjoy the ride on this brand new luxury vehicle. So we go running down the road, and we haven't been down the road. I don't know. We've gone maybe 3-4 hours, and all of a sudden, little Joe taps Mom on the shoulder. Hey, Mom, there's a chewing gum stuck in the green lure seat. So, anyhow, my mom being the protector she is, because I don't want to know what my dad would have done then, but my mom had a big cup of whatever she's drinking, had a lot of ice, and she would sit. She's carrying her arm and going, Joe, isn't it wonderful? And she's handing us back a piece of ice. And we're rubbing it, getting it all cold. We got something picking it out and getting it all cold and chipped off. And we got it chipped off, and my dad never knew about it for over 3 years. I hate to say, you got to understand, if you're raising a family with 5 boys, okay, we're a little thick-skinned or a little mean to each other sometimes, and this is just a bad story of one of those times. In the same trip, that car has real nice little lighters in the back. They weren't kid-proof too well those days. You put them in the back seat. So, here it is. Joe puts in and lights up this lighter, lifts it up, and it's red hot. He looks over to his little brother. Hey, Larry. And guess what? If you touch this, it'll tickle you. So he does it, and of course he's got a burnt hand, and Joe gets in all sorts of trouble. You think that'd be the end of the story, but no. He picks it in again. Hey, Larry! Larry's so gullible, but he does it again. lake house, and everyone has stories at the lake house because we were very blessed to have this at a young age. And we went out, we fished, we had boats, got to go skiing, we had motorcycles because all the water goes out in the river, which is just another fun time to go beat it up with motorcycles and four-wheelers. We had a great time. There was many events out there. If you look at all the kids and everything we're doing, I mean, water was just something in our lives we loved, and we had plenty of it. Now, this particular picture here, you might see a few people you notice in there or remember. Ronnie, you're looking a little bit younger there. But anyhow, at this time, my parents we had one annual deal we brought up. I forget what the name y'all called that thing when you had it every year. But one of the events we did was, if you notice, there's a watermelon there on the side, and you probably can't see it well, but there's a little can of grease by there too. And we greased up the watermelon, and this was the grease pig event. You throw that in the water, and all the kids jump in after it. Okay, and we try to kill each other and get that stupid little watermelon up in the front. Now you see the picture, I think there's 4 or 5 there, but I think there's 4 or 5 under the water too. Anyhow, we really enjoyed the lake house, and we just, I mean, I know with every one of us, when we sit around and tell our stories every time at Christmas and all the times we get together, all the stories come back to around that lake house because we just did so much. We got to spend so much time with our parents. They loved us, and we got to do so much there, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Now, about that time, in that same time, my grandparents, Old Katie King, y'all know, they used to be members here for a while until they passed on, but they had retired, and you know, guess what? We got a house full of kids. I mean, there's 5 kids running around. My dad said, you know, said to my mom, I would just love to have my parents here. And they bought them a house and talked them into coming here and got them a place, and everything was great. And the funny part of that story is I got my granddad and my grandmother, and about a year and a half, 2 years later, my mother said, you know what? I love my grandparents too, and I think it'd be great if we could buy a house for them and get up here, which they did. So anyhow, my parents really, I mean, we were very blessed. The Lord blessed us with very good riches, and they used it in such loving ways in everything they did. They had fun, and we did those things. Now, I'm going to tell some stories here because I think you can see Joe here. He's got a pretty ganger coming off the top of some cliff or something. And, you know, who's probably taking the picture there, you know? Yeah, my mom. We're not real safety conscious. Okay, this is something about being with 5 boys. Now, this is a sad story right here. Because if I told you, you know, this could be put on the news right now, and CBS would be out here and grab it. But this is actually Randy and 5 of his dumb friends. When they get down, I don't know how he talked them into this, because that's going to learn motorcycle. And he had 5 of his dumb friends are there. He comes over this, jumps over the entire thing, lands on the other side. And guess who talked him into it and is filming this very event? Yeah, my mom. So, anyhow, we safety conscious was not in. Now, I'll tell one more story on Dawn because Dawn couldn't believe this. Dawn and I just got married, and we're here in Cleveland. And my parents are taking us out to dinner that night. I think we have one of the grandparents with us. But you know, we're going out to dinner, and all of a sudden we get a call, and it's a call. Hey, Randy's been hurt. He's got a concussion. He's in the hospital. He was car surfing. I don't know if you know, stand on the hood. You know, the brakes go on. He falls down. But anyhow, he's car surfing. He fell down. He's got a concussion. He's in the hospital. And I mean, it's, you know, caring and loving as we are. You know, my mother said, "Well, we'll get to him after we eat dinner." You got to realize there's 5 boys. I mean, we've had so many stitches to put in our hands and stuff. This is just not a big deal. Unless there's really something mortally wounded, you can move for a while. Dinner is going to go on. But anyhow, again, what a wonderful time now. My mother, if you've ever been around my mother, You know, the favorite line, you know, if my dad ever said anything about how much she bought, you know, the famous line of the house is, "Don't worry, Joe, you can sell one more policy." She just loves Christmas. She just loves giving things away. She enjoys Christmas to a fault almost in what she does for Christmas. Just something else. But I'm going to tell you one more story about her Christmas days. One day, my mom and dad, they were up in Nashville, and my dad had a meeting. It was close to Christmas, and my mom said, "Well, I'm not sitting around waiting for you in the meeting. I'm going shopping." Okay, take off. See you after the meetings. You know, 4 hours, 5 hours later, he's through. He comes over to the mall and says, "What's going on?" I mean, she's walking around. She doesn't have anything in her hands. Doesn't have a basket going on. I mean, he's like, "What are you doing for 4 hours?" She said, "Oh, well, walk with me for a minute. I need you to help me with some electronics. I don't understand all this stuff. The boys like some of this." So bought a few things, and then she says, "Well, I need you to drive your car around back." He said, "It's just electronics. Just drive your car around back." So he drives around back, gets back there with his car ready to pick up whatever, and all of a sudden there's a forklift with a pallet coming out of the building. I'm not kidding. This is a true story. Once they got my dad off the floor, they loaded all that in the car, and somehow they got it home. My dad tells the story. I mean, they couldn't even see each other. They had so many presents packed in there. But that's my mom. You just got to see it to believe that one. She's something else. But anyhow, if I look around here, I'm going to be real disappointed with one of the biggest bouquets from Dillard's. I mean, but anyhow, I'm going to go through, and I want to tell you a few stories about my mom, some characteristics about my mother. One of the characteristics, if you don't know, being with 5 boys, I don't know if it's 5 boys that do it, or she does it to us. I'm going to probably say the latter. But believe it or not, my mom is very competitive. She likes to win in whatever's done. In fact, I don't think